Hello lovely people, me again. I am here to introduce you to another video. What I want to do in this week is crochet a week of accessories with me. My inspiration for this video is I feel like I've been missing that joy and that excitement you get when you finish a project, just because I've been working on things that take so long to finish. So I thought I'd take a break from my other whips this week and solely focus on making some quick, easy to finish, but still really pretty accessories. My other inspiration, or raison d'etre, reason to do this video, is that I have a bunch of family birthdays coming up very soon, and I want to make people some handmade gifts. To start off, this is kind of cheating, but I'm not sure if I've said on here yet, I am learning to knit, and as every cliche knitter does, I am making the Sophie scarf. Because are you really learning to knit if you haven't made a Sophie scarf pattern yet? Here is where I'm up to. Ta-da! Have already started, hence why this may be considered cheating a little bit, because it doesn't really fit into my week of crochet knitted accessories. But it's my channel, I can do what I want. no one come at me. I'm already over halfway. I've started the decreases and I think it's looking really pretty, especially considering this is my second thing ever that I've knitted. I think I'm getting the hang of knitting tension. Ta-da! The yarn I chose to use for this one is the most bougie yarn I have ever worked with in my life. I think it's called Road to China Silk or something like that. And it's a yarn that's supposed to represent all the fancy fibers that were transported on the merchant's road to China back in the ancient days, I think. So here it is. The stunning jewelly pink color, and it's got alpaca, cashmere, camel, and of course silk. So this will be my project for the day. So join me. Hello lovely people, welcome for another Car Talks with Gracie. I am with my boyfriend at the golf range. He's just gone in to get set up and I am here to give y'all a little update on my project. It is the next day, day 2 of my week of crochet knit accessories project, and I am still working on my Sophie scarf. Thank goodness I cheated a little bit and started this one before the video, because I am not a very fast knitter. I'm quite new at knitting, still getting the hang of it. And so I think if I hadn't started in advance, you'd just be watching a week of me working on one Sophie scarf. Which, especially for all the knitters out there who've already made it, will know that it's a lovely project, but not the most riveting to watch someone knit a little piece of fabric for a week. Here we go. We're so close. I think I have maybe an 1/8 left to do. Here's what it's looking like. I made the long version. The pattern comes in a long version and a short version. I wanted the long version because it supposedly wraps around your neck and ties in the front, but I did size down the yarn that I used, so I'm using a lower ply. I'm hoping I'll still be able to wrap it, maybe, and tie it there. It might be a little tight, but with some blocking magic. Ta-da! For those of you who knit, you've probably already heard about the Sophie scarf pattern. One thing that surprised me coming from a crochet background and starting knitting is that everyone seems to know the same knitting patterns. Like someone will talk to you about a pattern, the Sophie scarf, and they'll just assume you know what it is, which as a crocheter who finds her patterns on like Etsy and Instagram and individual creators, it's very rare you'll instantly just recognize a pattern. But in the knitting world, I think there's maybe like 5 big name brand designers and everyone will know at least their key pieces. You'll have viral patterns. Not to say in crochet you can't have viral patterns, but I feel like it's more of a viral construction. Like last year everybody was making the crochet hexagon shirts, but there were a lot of different pattern makers that had their own version of that. It was just the construction that went viral. Whereas this one, I know so many people, and I've seen on Ravelry that thousands more people all know, if not have made their own Sophie scarf. My opinions on that, obviously it's a cool thing to have like a community and some different patterns you can rally behind and ones that you know work. I do think it's a shame for up and coming creators. It must be a lot harder to enter into the knitting market if you want to make your own patterns. Whereas the crochet pattern market, if you have a good idea, it's more likely people will try it out and give it a go, even if it's not a pattern with hundreds of reviews. Whereas with knitting, it's for your patterns to go viral, you already need to be a prominent designer. At least that's how it seems from an outsider's perspective. As I've been knitting the Sophie scarf, I was thinking it would be quite a cool idea to explore a few other similar scarves. If you like the look of the little neck scarf, little subtle piece, but you want to support some independent pattern designers. Without further ado, I'm gonna head into the golf course and hopefully finish this little scarf thing. Bye. We are on our way out for lunch now at a little restaurant by the ocean, and I'm hoping I can finish in the car before I get there. I'm so excited. Here's how close we are. Look how little that little end nut is. We are just parking up now, and unfortunately I did not finish because I lost my little clicky thing down the side of the car seat and I cannot retrieve it, so I will have to wait till we park up. I'll dig around under there and hopefully finish it before our food comes. But I am so close. I only have one more decrease. Silver lining, I found that my car has an inbuilt yarn bowl. That's pretty cool. The car manufacturers must have put that there especially so I have somewhere to keep my yarn. There's even another one in case you're using 2 strands, and you can put one in each little yarn bowl. Whoever designed the car, I'm sure, loves knitting. Welcome. It is day 4 of my how many accessories can I crochet in a week video. We skipped day 3 because we had a terrible storm in Wellington with lots of crazy wind, and I kind of just wanted to stay at home in my pajamas and have a bit of a lazy crochet, knitting, work from home kind of a day. So did that. Believe it or not, it's the sunniest weather, complete opposite, absolutely insane. I'm wearing my Sophie scarf, the last accessory I knit. And what I started working on yesterday was my boyfriend's hood. This is a requested, commissioned project that my boyfriend asked if I could make for him. He loves wearing a hood, so hence I've chosen a nice light summer fabric for him. Make him a hood out of this. I've got another one somewhere, but so here is where I'm up to. It looks pretty boring so far, so you didn't really miss much from yesterday. Here it is. So far all I've done is I have my black cotton and I've done a single crochet rib back and forth. This piece is gonna fold over and kind of go around the neck. Then I'm gonna, once I finish this, I'm gonna start building the hood part. So it's exciting to see it progress, but honestly, I'm not loving working on this one. I hate working with black yarn. I just find it a bit depressing to constantly look down at the color black. I find like pinks and blues and just amazing colors a lot more exciting, and this is just drains my energy a bit. It's ironic because I am wearing black today. I do wear a lot of black, but don't like working with it. It's not cheerful. But it's okay. I will push through because that's color he wants, and I think it'll look dope. I think it'll look really awesome. I'll keep working on this. Take you with me. Yay. Talk into the little microphone.
Oh, right, what do I say?
Oh, you look at the camera. There are people.
Yes.
Hello, people.
Hello, people, crafty people, knitting people,
And
old grannies.
Old grannies. We're going to show them what we bought from the yarn store tour we did today in Greytown. So, here's the bag now.
There, look at, I've been Christmas shopping.
Except we paid for it ourselves.
Christmas shop, and I got two little. Do you want to see?
Mm-hmm.
Two little things, dishcloths. You knit them, and those are the dishcloths. There will be one ball makes one dishcloth, so there's two there, and there's two there. So that's what my friends are getting for Christmas. Dishcloths.
You're a natural, Nana. When I first started, I kept saying, I was really nervous. I got a Rowan's Kid Silk. I've already lost the label. And it's to match. I have a bunch of these Hobby Kid Silk. And I needed one more for the pattern, but Hobby no longer sells their yarn in New Zealand. So I thought this was a close enough match.
It's a very good match. I don't think you would get closer unless you went to wherever they come from.
True that. So we got that. Nana and I got some. Nana bought these.
Aren't they pretty?
Matching scissors. Although, I didn't know this, she said I had to give her a coin after she bought me the scissors.
Yes, because you don't give your friends or relations a pair of scissors or a knife or something that cuts, because the old superstition is it cuts your friendship. So you have to, Grace had to buy those scissors off me for $1.
Gold coin.
Oh, gold. So there we are. So
Twinning.
we've got pretty scissors. They're lovely, aren't they?
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I like them. I think the blue was a good choice. I also got a few little bits and bobs. So bits and bob number 2. I got this little tin with some alpacas on it, full of alpaca stitch markers. Last but not least, this is my Sophie scarf. Ta-da!
They call it a Sophie scarf.
They call it a Sophie scarf. That's the pattern name. And I loved wearing it so much today that I've got another ball of yarn to make one in another colour. So this will be Sophie scarf number 2.
Isn't that lovely?
That is lovely.
You know, if you go into the yarn shops, does any of your friends that are going to get this go into the yarn shops?
Mm-hmm. The yarn stores in Greytown.
Yep. They're beautiful, and they're a lot different to what us old grannies used to do. You know, I've never seen such beautiful wool and beautiful gadgets. It must be a real pleasure learning to knit in this day and age.
What were your yarn stores like?
Our yarn stores, you just used to go to the shop and pick out one ball and ask the lady to get you some more. Nothing like the beautiful colours that you have now.
I think pros and cons, it must have been a bit more affordable.
Might have been, I don't know, but it was, you were lucky, and you didn't buy all your wool at once. You got a couple of ounces. Are they in ounces?
I think they're in grams.
Oh, we used to buy our wool in ounces. And you'd buy a couple of ounces and then knit it, and then go back to the shop when you were ready for another couple of ounces.
I'd be worried they'd run out if I went back to
No,
the
they
shop.
didn't. They
Yeah.
put it in a bag ready to save for you. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, thank you. If you enjoyed meeting my Nana,
Bye-bye.
might see more of her in this
Enjoy
video.
your knitting, and it's such a delight to see that many young people taking up the art of knitting and crocheting.
High five. I think it's working. Hello, lovely people. I am here at Waikanae Beach with my friend Lisa. Hello. It has been maybe 30 seconds for you, but maybe 2 or 3 weeks for me. Oh, 2 or 3 weeks for me since I've actually worked on my little accessories for the video. Here is where I'm up to with my boyfriend's hood that I'm working on. I get so nervous.
You don't need to be.
Today we are having our little coffees. I've got my crochet hook and my yarn, and we're just going to go do some crocheting on the beach. So that'll be really nice. We'll take you along with us. See you. And I forgot to explain that it's my channel and I can do what I want, and just because there's like a huge little gap in between my week of projects, doesn't have to be consecutive.
It doesn't.
Doesn't. Yeah.
It's 7 days.
7 days. Just because they're not together doesn't mean it's not 7 days. It's still a week of projects. So I make the rules.
The wind feels a lot warmer down here. Yeah. I'm just trying something else.
I used to think the glow was makeup, something I had to earn, but it's water in the morning and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes.
It is day 5, I think. I'm not 100% sure because I actually took a couple days off from filming this video. I haven't been feeling too well. My voice is still a bit nasally, I think, but we're back. I want to get into my crochet and get these projects finished. But I wanted to show you where I am up to. I'm still working on my boyfriend's hood. I've got this section, which is like the little mouth covering. It's quite long because I want it to be able to fold over. Ta-da! And what I have to work on now is the hood part. So he has a nice hood to go with it. I thought to get my measurements for the hood, I already have a hoodie that I crocheted him. I did this for him a couple months ago, but the hood on it is a really good fit. So I thought I'd line this up and kind of use it as a bit of a pattern. So by the end of it, we'll have something that looks like this. Ta-da! Here is what I've got so far. I've actually, instead of starting with a chain and then double crochet stitches, I've started with some foundation double crochets. And the reason for that is, one, I wanted it to keep the same amount of stretchiness throughout. And 2, because I'm using this piece as a pattern, I wanted to be able to measure as I go to make sure I'm getting the right fit for my new hood. The reason that's a bit trickier with doing chains first and then double crocheting into the chains is that normally the amount of chains you do once you start adding double crochet stitches into them, it can condense quite a lot. And doing it this way saves me from having to redo it a bunch of times until I get the right fit. I can kind of adjust it on the go. So, for those of you who've never done foundation double crochets or foundation stitches before, I think they look a lot more complicated than they actually are. Basically, what you're doing is 2 rows in one. So you're doing your row of chains at the same time as you do your row of double crochets. I'm sure there's much better tutorials than this, but just for a quick insight, to do the double crochet one, I do my loop over, I go into the little V, I put my hook into the little V at the bottom, and then I pull through once to make one loop, and instead of going like pull through two, I pull through once again. So that counts for my chain stitch and the base of my double crochet stitch. And then I do a double crochet stitch as I normally would. So pull through two, pull through two. Ta-da! So at the moment it looks like quite a big panel. The way I want it to work is, how do I want it to work? Like this. This is gonna sit here. Ta-da! I've already started shaping the back so it won't be quite as much of a point, and instead of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until I have the desired height, I've added a little bit of a curve so that when I fold it over, hopefully the back bit will have that curve. So what I've got left to do is I want to build up the height on this thing, make sure that this side is the same as this side, so repeat that little curve pattern over here, and then I've got the little buff part and I want to attach them all together and do a little drawstring. So that's the plan. Hopefully we can finish that this evening. Let's get going. Exciting news, I have finished my little scarf, baklava, do you know what it's called, hood thing for my boyfriend. He does not want to try it on today. I think he's feeling a little camera shy. So am I. To be fair, I didn't get a good night's sleep, but it is what it is. And so I am here to try it on and show y'all. Just think of me as a handsome, good looking man, I suppose. Hello lovely people, for the final installment of this video I want to show you the finished product. It is done, the hood that I made for my boyfriend. He does not want to try it on today because he's feeling a little bit camera shy. So when you look at me, just picture a very handsome man trying on the hood. That's how it's supposed to look. Now, would I have chosen to make a piece like this out of cotton? Normally, no. I do think cotton is a bit of a heavier material, so it doesn't have as much drape. It's a bit stiffer. It's also looks like a winter piece, but is made out of a breathable summery fabric, aka cotton, which again is a bit of an odd choice, but my partner is quite sensitive to wool around his face, and he more likes the sensory feeling of having something, having a hood to wear rather than the warmth, which is what I would crave and why I would opt for wool. So it was a very intentional, if not a little bit odd, choice of material. Let me try this thing on. I feel like the outfit I have opted for is not really doing it justice. I need like a long sleeve black, something a little more slick looking than my t-shirt. But this gives a good idea. So, I have to admit that I thought I would make a few more than 2 accessories or 1.5 in this video, but I suppose that's a good lesson about how long these things actually take, especially if you're working and running around and you've got a whole life. Sometimes you only get like 15 minutes a day to sit down and do your knitting. Although let's be honest, that 15 minutes always turns into an hour or so, even if we've got other responsibilities. But I also think that's why it's such a beautiful hobby, is that it is something you can like leave on your sofa and just pick up when you have a bit of free time, or even put like a little project like a sock or something in your bag and carry it around with you in case you're commuting or waiting for a friend at a cafe, or anything where normally you might pick up your phone and fiddle away for 15 minutes. Instead, you can pick up your knitting or your crochet and do something productive that turns into a beautiful garment at the end of it. Back to my justification for having only done 2 projects. The other side of it is it's also a good reminder that knitting and crocheting is slow fashion. I see all these videos of people doing I make so and so in a week, and they've made like 5 different pairs of shorts or 3 jumpers. And as much as I would love to be doing this full time, I don't think that's realistic, and it is a good reminder not to put pressure on the time and to enjoy the process. And if at the end of the week I've got 2 beautiful new accessories, one for me, one for my partner, I think that's a win. So, peace out. Like and subscribe. I need to start saying that, but if you enjoy my videos, it'd be greatly appreciated. Peace out.